Probably gonna have to lay on the bathroom floor.
My toilet. That's just layers of human waste.
Hold my breath.
Pickles and rotten sandwiches.
And potentially give me mouth to mouth. Okay, Jack's gonna put some heat on the nut.
They double gasketed this. You can see where the oil was leaking onto that weld.
We could buzz this handle down a little bit.
You just burn it when you're done.
Whatever that tubey deal is in the way.
Everything I've ever read, they always call a battery a cubicle.
Is that the Eiffel Tower? You got vulcanization on your finger. Got hot air balloons left and right tonight.
I thought it was bird poop.
Right, there's air bubbles.
I'm a dummy.
It's like we know what we're doing. Welcome back. You're gonna just pick your nose. When
I was a scratch.
All right, welcome back. We are working again on the 76 Dodge Cruise Air motorhome. We've got to get to the bathroom. So if you go back to our first video and then our demo video, the bathroom situation was a lot of adult diapers and a smattering.
Or a splattering.
A splattering of poop everywhere. So we did clean some of that out when we were doing the demo video. The bathroom's going to happen.
I've got to get a couple battery cables replaced, throw the starter in. I got a new starter for it. I've got the exhaust manifold gaskets, and we can again start and potentially drive it at our own risk, but it'll be all right. You ready to get to work?
Let's get to work.
Let's do it.
You look super excited.
I couldn't be more thrilled. So I am going to throw a trash bag over the old throne here. Oh. Okay, all right. So I've got one more bolt or nut on the backside stud of the toilet. And so I've got to reach in here and get close and personal with the toilet. So not...
Yeah, so when we were doing our demo day, we cleaned out all of the diapers and started a basic first level wipe of the bathroom, and then couldn't get that last bolt out, wound up just leaving the toilet, which is still totally demolished. So
you're gonna watch me in action?
Well, I think so.
I'm probably gonna have to lay on the bathroom floor to do this.
Are you really?
No, I don't want to.
We can put another garbage bag down.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't want to miss a moment in case you start gagging or heaving. That's good quality viewing right there.
Oh. Just hold my breath.
You're going to pass out right on the floor.
Oh, you're going to have to save me and potentially give me mouth to mouth. Aha! Success.
So where's it? You're just going to...
I don't know.
Heave ho.
Water line out. Toilet is free.
Oh boy. Goodbye, toilet.
Yeah, goodbye, toilet.
All right, what are we left with here?
So you've got a gasket, 4 studs, and a hole to nowhere.
Is that a They didn't use a wax ring, did they?
I wouldn't say that's a wax ring. It doesn't seem... Looks more like cardboard.
Here's one of the issues we're going to have is the new toilet we bought has 2 bolts, and I think they're right on the sides, left and right. So this has 4, and they're not on the side. So we might need to either buy an adapter or somehow modify so we can get 2 more bolts in there in the spots we need.
All right, so I'm going to try to just lift this off of here without knocking a bunch of stuff down in the... Oops.
What were you saying?
Well, I said a bunch of stuff. Some stuff I will knock down in there, for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what is that made out of? That? Is that just layers of human waste?
No, I mean, I don't think it petrified like that. But I don't know what kind of material it was. It felt papery. So this is a plastic flange. So hidden underneath here should be potentially some screws that hold it to the floor.
Well, is it glued into the drain? Like, is it all one and...
I probably won't be able to tell that until I get the screws out, potentially. I don't
You
know.
see screws? Golly, it smells like pickles and rotten sandwiches.
Pickles and rotten sandwiches? That's what
Oh,
you're
no.
going with? Well,
I'm getting like
at one time it
vinegar
probably was
notes.
pickles and rotten sandwiches.
Gross.
I've got to dig at that and see how it's bolted down.
Okay.
And then I have to identify how it's hooked into that pipe.
The tricky thing about this bathroom is it's so small, so trying to get good before and afters are going to be a little bit difficult, but here's sort of what we're starting with. If you want to see the poop situation, look back at our first couple videos on this RV.
Going to try to tackle some engine work. The exhaust manifold on the passenger side is actually causing us an oil leak. And by that I mean it was cracked before they welded it, but that weld sticks up high and it actually pushes on the valve cover. And that valve cover, not being able to seat properly, is leaking oil. So I am going to have Jack help me out. We're going to take the bolts and nuts out of the exhaust manifolds and get it ready to put some new gaskets on. Jack volunteered to do the below work. These are the manifold to exhaust pipe bolts. There's one there that we removed, and then there's one over here. So there's a nut on the bottom side of that bolt. All right, let me know when you're there. Oh, now you got it. Sweet. All right, I'm going to hold the bolt from the top. All you got to do is put some muscle to it. I'll try to get Jack out here and wrench with me more often. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, Dad.
Well, oh, there you go. So that bolt goes into a water jacket, and you can see the coolant pouring out. Okay. Whoa. Gosh. Some nice steady pressure instead of the herky-jerky sometimes, maybe, too. But, okay, all right, so you don't have to take it all the way off. All right, just leave that one on there. Go to your next one. Technically speaking, I tell you what, if you can get to the front ones up there, you're supposed to do the outside ones and work your way to the inside. Don't be too rough with it. We can put some heat on it. Let's do that. Okay, Jack's going to put some heat on the nut. There is actually one forward of where he's heating up, but we'll try this one first. The heat does work wonders. Yeah. Okay, nice and easy. There you go. Okay, now if it binds or it feels like it's getting tight, you have to stop, okay? All right, that's good. All right, so the very front one, we'll probably have to get from the wheel well.
All right, so we got the exhaust side manifold off. What I'm seeing here is they double gasketed this for whatever reason, or maybe the gasket is separating because it's not a good gasket. Oh, maybe it's just not a good gasket. I think that's what I'm seeing here. But anyway, that is a problem. But also, let me show you why we are pulling that off. That is the weld or the crack that they welded. And that was, you can see where the oil was leaking onto that weld right there. That is where it was directly touching the valve cover. So that definitely is a problem. We've got our work cut out for us. I'll show you the new exhaust manifold here in just a sec.
Okay, quick rundown of the plans for this bathroom. We're planning to get a new mirror, a little bit bigger with a LED light, updated wallpaper, new faucet, an epoxy finish to this yellowed surround. Need some kind of a drain there. There's also a drain on the floor under this that we're going to need to address. New toilet, towel bars, new shower head, toilet paper holder here that's broken. We're going to need a new one of those. We'll put the trim back on this new vent that we installed.
Is that all?
And then the one thing, actually, let me step in here, is there was a shower curtain in here. So you can see all these holes. And they went all the way. It was all the way in front of the sink and in front of the door. So when you're taking a shower, the water would stay in the bathroom. So I'm going to go look at what came with it and see if it's something we can reuse or if we need to buy a new one. All right, so here's the beautiful shower curtain that we took out of this RV. It's not actually in that bad a shape, but I think we'll go ahead and get a new one. But this bar up here, it's aluminum. It's not in bad shape at all. It's got these little rollers and it's the exact size we need. So I think we're going to try to reuse this and just get a new shower curtain. There it is. Long time coming getting that guy out of the camper.
So what I think I've discovered with the flange, first, the heads of the screws are so corroded and deteriorated that I cannot back them off. So I think I'm going to have to drill the heads of the screws off, pull the flange. Now the flange is attached to a piece of pipe that's probably, we'll say 8 to 10 inches long. If the flange doesn't separate from the pipe up top, I think the flange and pipe might come together and then pull out of the tank because the pipe looks like it sits inside the tank. So, fingers crossed, like I said, I'm going to drill the heads of the screws off and we'll pray that things work out from there.
Okay. So we have this pretty new RV faucet.
She's mighty pretty.
The problem is, if the handles are out, it's too big. So we'd either have to move over, we'd have to drill new holes, try to cover up a hole here, or we could buzz this handle down a little bit, or this thing doesn't actually look too bad. The problem is when we bought this RV, the water was non-functional, so I can't tell right now if this faucet's any good. We might try it, and if it doesn't work, swap it out later.
All right, so let me show you what kind of approach I'm taking. I started zipping the flange itself and then cutting around. I'm gonna leave one piece of flange on there and still try to twist it. Oh boy, I think it worked. Oh, and it's threaded. Oh, that makes a difference.
That's pretty neat.
All right, so here's the old one, and here's the new to me one. Again, that big booger weld there, not helping us at all. This one does not have any cracks or welds previously, so that'll be great. I gotta clean it up a little bit, just clean up the surfaces so that gasket will stick on there, and hopefully get this all sealed up. Here's with the exhaust manifold off. All the studs are still intact, thankfully. I was kind of worried about those, but got to keep all that together. I do have to do quite a bit of degreasing and wiping down of just this oily mess that, since the valve covers were pouring oil down there. There's your starter. I'm gonna make some new grounds and power cables. Well, at least I'll do the power cable for the starter right now. That way I won't have to do it down the road, because it looks like it's a bear to get out if the exhaust manifold is on there. So this is the perfect opportunity.
All right, so I've got a couple battery cables that I need to change. And the reason being, this is on the starter side. You can see how bad there's corrosion, and the shielding's all dried and cracked on that. That's bound to cause a problem. This is the ground side. This was actually attached to the block on the exhaust manifold stud. Same thing there. So I'm going to get those replaced before I throw this starter in. So this is my mobile workstation.
I like this.
Yeah, well, it's easy cleanup. You just burn it when you're done. So these are my two cables. I'm going to cut my wire to length here. I got a new terminal end for that. This is 4 gauge 100% copper wire. This stuff is 2 gauge. Got some new battery terminal ends. I'm going to have to use some of these terminals, and I'll use heat shrink and make my cables. Nice that everything is right where you can get to it.
Are you being sarcastic or no?
Yeah.
Oh.
The convenience of having the brake booster right in your face here and then hiding wires behind it. Oh, that was somebody's ingenious plan.
It'll be nice when you're working on the brake booster.
I hope I don't have to.
Oh.
Yeah, well, right when it's right up there in your face.
It's really easy to see what you're doing under there, too.
Well, I imagine it's easier for me to see.
Whatever that tubey deal is in the way.
You know, mechanic work by feel is it's just something everybody should experience. All I want to do is see what I'm doing.
I can see it great.
Can you?
Uh-huh.
Well, why aren't you helping me?
Right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it. Well, that seems tight. All right, let me get a ratchet. I tell you what.
I should win some kind of award for this camera work, honestly.
Yeah. What are they? Is it a Pulitzer for camera work?
That's journalism, question mark.
Oh, okay. Well, you're a photojournalist.
Yeah.
You
What
gotta
kind of
look-
award do they give to great videographers for YouTube?
Videographers? I don't know. Huh.
All right, so wires are going on to something that's gonna connect to the starter somehow.
Well, without these wires.
I mean, what are they connecting on to?
What are the wires connecting onto?
Yeah,
The starter.
there's no starter.
Well, I know that, but
What are they going on to right now? What is that thing?
nothing. Oh, this
Nothing.
thing here? Oh, on this end?
Yeah.
Oh, that's I
I'm like,
don't know.
I see him going on a thing.
I don't even know what it's called.
We'll call it a plenum
No,
assembly
it's a solenoid.
solenoid.
I would guess it's a starter solenoid, but it's got a buddy over here. Come over here on this side. I'll show you what this one looks
Oh
like.
boy, really gonna lose credibility here.
Well, hey, see that thing that looks like a trash can or a fire hydrant?
Yeah.
That would also be a.
Oh, I'm not gonna get an award for this videoing. It's
Solenoid.
zooming in
I
on
think-
the wrong.
I think what I'm
There we
hooking up
go.
to is a relay, and then that is the
Ah.
solenoid.
Okay.
Yeah. This cable here hooks to that relay.
Oh, I thought that cable hooked to the battery.
It does.
Oh.
On this end. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm
Oh.
trying to get you to explain it for someone who doesn't understand. Obviously, I understand what's happening clearly,
Right.
but can you explain it in layman's terms for other
Oh,
people?
In layman's terms.
What is happening here? Explain, start to finish. Go.
I am hooking one end of a cable that I replaced to the starter. The other end goes to what I can only assume is a relay. And then that relay is a junction. The rest of the cable goes from that relay down to the starter.
That's exactly how I was going to say it. And then this silver doodaddy,
Doodaddy.
doodabber,
That thing?
doohickey,
Yeah.
goes onto the battery, which is
Correct.
this square type of device.
Oh,
Cubicle.
you've nailed. Yeah.
See?
On all the everything I've ever read, they always call a battery a cubicle. Okay. All right. We're making progress. Well, what some might call progress.
Yeah.
So now the starter can go back in.
And this is what a day's worth of work looks like, people. All right, so you'll have to pardon the mouth breathing. It is just too stinky in here. I'm gonna pop out these screws, get some of that trim down, and get the mirror down. There are a few creepy crawlies in the bathroom. Taking off the last of the trim here. Saving all of this. It's in good shape. These big pieces, there's a ton of butyl behind them. So we're going to have to add some kind of sealant back. I don't know if we'll use butyl or not. All right, definitely looks like this paneling is original. I'm not sure what is it? Greece? Or there was something here somewhere that, is it the Eiffel Tower? So I don't know. It doesn't really fit with the RV camping vibe. So I think we're okay to cover it up. All right, so bathroom, I'm gonna hit with this long-handled brush, do a quick pass with some super clean degreaser, and with any luck, I won't actually have to be in there to scrub it at this point. We use this super clean, it says biodegradable, which is nice. We use it on the outside, and it seemed to do a good job when we were cleaning the exterior. So I thought I would see how it does on this bathroom. All right, let it soak for a few. You can see already there's a pool of growth in the back corner there, so sickening. The faucet actually shined up pretty nice. I don't know if it works still. The handles do kind of spin all the way around. They probably need to be tightened. The sink took on a little purple hue. So did some spots on the floors. It's okay because we're covering it, but maybe don't do that. However, just found these. That's not dirt. Those are little holes. That corner. And then if I go all the way around, where is it? That spot right there, that's also a hole. So a few spots to patch. I'm glad we're seeing it now instead of later. Probably tomorrow, it's getting late. I'm gonna start rolling on some epoxy and get this going. Hello! Hey, sorry. Didn't mean to sneak up on you.
Right.
So are we almost ready to call it a night? It is going on 8. We're gonna have to probably pick up our children from
Very
their
close.
friends' houses.
Just finishing up cleaning off the exhaust manifolds here, and
Okay.
should be ready to go on maybe tomorrow. We'll hope.
All right, we're about to call it a night. We got a lot finished today, and a lot of things from that tree fell in my hair. And I don't think I've ever seen Joanna Gaines looking like this at the end of a work day. So I don't know what that tells you.
No, probably not.
You're supposed to disagree and say,
Oh, she always looks like that. Oh, wait, what?
no, you're supposed to say I look wonderful.
Oh, you do.
Oh, thanks. We will see you tomorrow. All right, so we're back out here at the RV today. Got to get some more work done in the bathroom. I've got my helper with me. And one thing we noticed walking into here for the first time today, the smell is not terrible. So if it used to be, if 10 is the worst smell ever and 0 is the best smell ever, it used to be more toward like a
8, 7.
8, or even when we first bought it, maybe a 9, 8 or 9. And then once we got some of the carpet and stuff out, it's been more like a 4 probably. And today, I don't smell anything.
Yeah, like 2 or 1.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Doesn't
So
have a smell.
no, I think just getting some water into those traps, obviously cleaning out what we did and getting the toilet out was huge, but just getting some water in the traps too was a big deal in stopping that odor from the black tank from coming up. So we're gonna get to work and we'll show you what we're doing as we go. All right, so we're using the same water weld. It's a JB Weld Marine Epoxy Putty, and we use this on the outside. Basically, it should be completely ready to go in 1 hour.
Hi.
I'm just kind of spreading some of this over. You don't have long to work with it. So I'm just gonna make sure it's pushed in there really well. I don't want to scrape it all off, but I want it mostly flat. I don't know what would have caused these little holes over here, really. They're in such weird places. I don't know, what do you think? Does that look all right?
Yep.
Seriously, it is nerve-wracking carrying this around.
No, back to the bathroom. Great.
Yeah, it's getting better.
It's getting better. Wow, that's a monstrosity, huh?
I mean, that would be pretty sweet in there, really.
It would be.
It would take some extra construction. We'd have to support it, but it might be worth it. And also switch out the electricity. Or we go back to this one.
My vote's with the old one. Just kidding.
Sneak peek. Bought this vinyl waterproof stick-on wallpaper. This piece actually this was the end and it was all crinkly, so stuck it up here to see if I needed a prime before I put it up to see if it was see-through, and it actually looks pretty good. So I was considering trying to take this paneling out to put the paper on, but unfortunately it goes behind this surround. So I think we're going to do it in place and hopefully it turns out good. The light is hitting this just right that I did not notice this before. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera, but this wall surround has a pretty cool texture. So I hope it shows up. It's pretty awesome.
I've got Ella with me. I'm going to borrow her from Christy for just a minute, and we are going to get the starter in and then onto the exhaust manifolds. This is some easy insurance instead of getting stuck out on the road. So there's two terminals on there. There's a battery terminal and an ignition terminal. I just got to bolt these up real quick. All right, so these are the battery cables that I made yesterday. It's still disconnected from the battery up top. You want to make sure that it's any electrical work like this, you always have the battery disconnected before you start messing around with it. And here's our ignition wire. Put the nut on for that. Oh, geez. All right. So, all right, so this is our connections from the top side here, and again they go all the way up to the battery up front there. But I just got to put my bolt in here with some thread locker, tighten her down, we should be set. Here's the thread locker I'm going to use for those starter bolts. This is a high heat kind, but it is hand tool removable, so that's important. But it's a gel. Just put it on the first few threads and run them in. The starter works. We've did enough electrical connections to make it turn over at least, so now I'll undo that and onto the exhaust manifold gaskets.
So I'm trying to get this paneling off the wall behind the sink, and I'm probably going to regret doing this, but I want to see what's behind it, and I thought you might want to see, even though I'm a little bit actually terrified to look. So, but we do have a little bit of structure here. I don't know. Not really. I think that's just hanging off of the paneling. All right, we've got to go do some family stuff tonight. So we're going to call it quits and hopefully be back out here a little bit this week. It's a busy week for us. We've got our kids' graduation coming up, but we are hoping to get some work done.
Right on.
All right, so the starter's on and working. All right, so I've cleaned off and degreased the head there where the exhaust manifold is going to bolt up.
Is that the EMG?
EMG. Engine manifold and gasket? Exhaust manifold gasket. Okay. Jeez. EMG. Oh.
OMG, it's the EMG.
All right, so I got some Felpro gaskets. I'm going to use this Permatex copper spray gasket on the front and back side of that. So you coat it twice on each side, and so we'll do that next. It's not going to be right. It's not going to be pretty.
It's going to be pretty, right? It's the short spray technique. I'm more of a fan of the just push it down, hold it, and let her rip technique.
The let her rip technique.
All right, so this has to dry 30 seconds, and then you do another coat.
Yeah. So this is supposed to feel. So this is supposed to fill in minor imperfections in your mating surfaces. That's why I'm using this.
I don't think you should call them that. It's not that kind of show. That sprays out nice.
It does. It is. Really
Trying to think of what we want to spray copper color on the inside. Can we use that stuff? Is it like paint or what is it?
It is not like paint. It's more like liquid. Liquid RTV, I guess.
What's RTV?
Room temperature vulcanization.
Is it?
Yeah, you and your exhaust manifold gasket and your EMG. Come on. Oh,
We should have sprayed the whole roof with that. How awesome would that have been?
That would have been pretty
Copper
sweet.
roof.
Oh man, I got my fingers.
All right, you got vulcanization on your
Getting it on
fingers.
you, yeah. All right. Okay.
That is on there.
Wow. Phew. Good, because I
That's
didn't have
it.
much more strength in my arms. There we go. I'm just going to run these down a little bit. All right, so here's our new nuts. These are the sleeved nuts that go on the other side over there. And then I am going to have to replace 3 of the studs. And I will show you how to put those studs in when we go over to the other side.
All right, so here's the piece of paneling that was behind the sink. I am going to try to put a piece of our wallpaper on while it's out and just see what it looks like.
Hey.
All right, so it's not perfect, but I think it's gonna look all right. So we'll flip the camera around and try to show you that progress as much as we can. The bathroom's like 2 feet by 4 feet, so it's a little tight getting in there, but we'll try to show you what we can.
All right, so we're getting ready to put the exhaust manifold back on. I've got to put 3 exhaust manifold studs, and they actually go into the water jacket. So I'm going to seal them up with this thread sealant. It's supposed to be resistant to petroleum products. So I am going to dope these threads up a little bit, run them in here, and then I'll show you how to tighten up the studs. So in order to run these studs into the block, what I'm going to do is double nut these. So I'm running one nut on there, and I'm going to run the other nut on right behind it. I'm going to tighten the one nut down against the other one, pull that off of there, and now we'll be able to run this stud into the head. All right, now we're going to put the gasket in place. Now we're going to slide our giant heavy exhaust manifold into place. Oh. Come on. Oh, there it goes.
Basically, it has not rained since we put the new roof on the camper. It rained every day when the roof was bad. New roof, no rain for 3 weeks. Finally rained, so we're gonna try to burn some of these sticks that fell over the last year or so.
All right, so I'm just gonna squirt a little bit of that in there. nice and easy like. I'm gonna run that down on my stud that we just installed. Okay, there's one. For whatever reason, that was the wrong end.
I was wondering what you just did.
Mistakes were made. All right. If you knew what I was doing, why didn't you say
I didn't know
something?
what you were doing.
Oh, I didn't know what I was doing either. So that worked out.
Got hot air balloons left and right tonight. It's pretty. There they go. We're wondering if this one was going to make it.
All right, so the nuts need to be tightened to 30 foot-pounds. I'm starting on the inside and working my way out.
You see the balloon, bud? Oh man, it's loud.
A hot air balloon would be
Man,
one
that
of
is.
mine.
Are they coming down?
No, well, not. I mean, they are, but not on purpose.
Hit the gas.
Jack and I are trying to bolt the driver's side exhaust pipe back to the manifold. So right now, Jack's holding up the exhaust pipe while I try to run a washer and nut on the bottom of this bolt. There we go. That's
So
better.
I'm not holding the exhaust pipe anymore.
You don't need to hold the exhaust pipe, just my head.
Do you need him to give you a pillow? There's a bag of trash or something over here you could use.
Oh.
Look how low this is. They're flying over a swamp right now. So weird. What do you want for dinner?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut's not even a thing anymore. All right, so we are dealing with a mess of wires here. We're trying to figure out which ones we want to leave in the bathroom. These seem to be all speaker wires that we are going to try to get rid of, and then get a DC into the bathroom for a light. And then also we've got to wire AC for the new heaviest in the world medicine cabinet that we're still planning to go with.
Right.
And hopefully it won't just tumble off of the wall.
Since weight is a premium, yeah, we decided to go with the heaviest accoutrements that one could imagine.
Accoutrement!
All right, I'm going to give the bathroom a quick clean with this TSP. It's actually TSP Substitute, which we bought by accident, but I don't know, maybe they don't sell the real stuff anymore. Got about a 1/4 gallon water. I'm going to put a few ounces in here, give it a scrub, and we'll be ready for an epoxy coat. Fun fact, in the house we have a Tupperware container full of milk, so I could take this jug. So at this point, we're probably going to keep that old faucet. It did clean up nice. I bought a new shower wand for it. The wild card is we haven't connected our water pump. We bought a new water pump. So there's a chance that we're going to epoxy around this with it in place, because it's very hard to get to underneath. And then it might not work, or the diverter might not work, or something. We might have to come back and pull it out. But for now, we're going to assume we're keeping this thing. This TSP, you don't have to rinse. So once it dries, we'll be ready to put on the white epoxy coat, and I'll show you in a minute what we have for that. Oh boy, we got this board in. We've got some L brackets holding it up. This is going to be behind the paneling and then behind the medicine cabinet. So it's not the best looking board, but no one will ever see it. Got the sink all clean. I'm going to do one more quick before, and then the next thing we're about to do is get the epoxy finish on here. It's going to make a night and day difference. I hope. Fingers crossed.
All right, so ready to give this a shot. I just got the exhaust manifold gaskets on, the exhaust manifolds. Everything's all back together, and I'm ready to fire it up. If you guys go back and look at earlier videos, We had some bad exhaust leaks over here. There was a crack in the exhaust manifold. That's why we had to swap it. But anyway, it's all back together. I'm ready to fire it up. Fingers crossed it doesn't leak again.
Yeah, that was a ton of work. If it leaks, what are you gonna do? What's plan B? I don't know.
Probably drive it into a tree.
Oh,
Just kidding.
jeez. All right.
Well, all right.
So you're ready?
I'm ready. And I haven't primed it and I haven't started it and I don't know how long, so we'll see how much gas is in the carburetor. The new starter sounds healthy.
Yeah. Oh man, here we go. Got your fire extinguisher.
Yeah. All right. Maybe I got a wire under the hood that's disconnected. Well, I've got multiple wires. We've got. You don't want to. You
guys
don't
see
want a close up of this.
I do.
No.
People need to see what's happening.
They need to see that.
They're gonna lose faith in you as a mechanic. This is
Yeah.
what's. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is what's wrong with it. Let's not close up on this. Jeez. I'll have to go get a couple nuts here in a minute. All right. I got to do a better job of wiring under the hood. This is what's happening.
This is what's really happening.
Yeah. I don't even see what's
Dude, this
going on.
looks like. I don't know if this is how they do it.
This is how they do it. All right. Perfect.
That looks good. Take 5.
All right, so I think it has to do with the ignition. So when the key is cranking the starter, you should be getting ignition spark. It is not doing that. I bet this is going to work now because of my immense frustration. But these wires, I had them paired up with the rest of this stuff. I don't think, these are my ignition wires. I don't think that they need to be touching the hot side of the battery.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, I'm going to crank it and see what it does.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It does the whole time?
Yeah, it sparks the whole time.
Okay, perfect.
All right, try 11. Here we go. Oh, like a champ.
Ridiculous. It even sits there and idles for space. All right, so just cut it off. Everything seems to be okay. I mean, as far as it started up and ran, and I didn't hear any leaks right off the bat, which I like. I was just checking around the valve covers. I haven't seen any oil leaks yet. I'll start it back up and let it sit here and get up to temperature. You know, I haven't done spark plug wires. This is the first time I've had the distributor cap off of it, so it definitely needs some attention to the ignition side of things. I did put new plugs in it, but I'll, like I said, I'll start it back up, let it get up to temperature, and then we'll, you know, reassess. You go in for lunch, and this is what you come back to. A panicking Robin.
So I was going to sneak up on the bird to try to get it to go out the door, and unfortunately he was splashing water in the windowsill there. I freaked out because I thought it was bird poop or pee or whatever it would be.
Do birds pee? I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Irrelevant.
It splashes in my eye. I immediately am blinded, covering my face, and when I opened my eyes again, the bird was gone. So I didn't get any of that.
We should probably clear our weep holes.
Yeah, that
Shouldn't be holding water.
that's
Yeah.
right. Well, yeah,
Oh.
come to find out, not bird poop, just rainwater.
All right, so the time has come to get rid of that yellow bathroom. I'm going to use this. Picked it up at the Home Depot. And the directions on the box are weirdly vague. Once you open it, though, there's a part A, the activator, and a part B. And those actually have much more detailed directions. So ultimately, I'm going to dump A into B, stir it up. I'll show you that. But first, I wanted to get make sure the fuzzies are off my roller. So just putting a little tape on it and, well, trying to, and pulling that off.
Who does that?
Well, it's not supposed to stick to itself.
I think tape typically sticks to itself, doesn't it?
Well, not so hard. What kind of serious tape did we buy? Have you ever seen masking tape that's as sticky?
Oh, we're going off the rails.
Here we are. All right, let me do this with painter's tape. I mean, usually our masking tape is like a joke and its lack of stickiness. So I was like thinking that would be no problem.
We didn't cheap
All
out
right.
this time. Grade A
So-
tape.
Take two. I am going to wrap my roller. Do you think it's going to work in this tape? Usually this is not a problem. Got to get all the fuzzies off there. So I had planned to use a foam roller, and I read the reviews for this particular tub and tile coating, and people were saying to use a regular roller, that it held it a lot better and actually made less streaks. So going with this, and these little guys might regret that, but just need to get in behind the faucet and around the edge. So I'm going to use one of these, and hopefully we don't have any issues.
Right. Well, when Bob Vila and Martha Stewart come over to inspect your work,
We got a what?
Bob Vila and Martha Stewart are going to come over and inspect your work.
That makes us sound so old.
Oh,
That, I mean, those are the people. You got to compare it to like
MTV Cribs.
I mean, at least the Gaineses.
Oh, Chip and Joanna are going to show up.
No, Chris Gaines. No, yeah, the Gaineses, or what's that other? Oh, the Dave and Jenny Mars show.
Oh yeah,
None of them work on RVs, though. They would not
right. They wouldn't know the first thing about.
They wouldn't know the first thing. We should challenge them.
We should do the long pour.
Can't. It's almost gone. It's gonna splash in my mouth like bird pee.
Oh,
It's very liquidy on top. The bottom's thick, though. I gotta incorporate the activator. We did have a little scare when I bought this. It said not for use on plastic, and so we thought, well, geez, is this thing plastic? But if you look in the door down here, you can see that this surround is actually a fiberglass surround. So if you're in an RV that has actual plastic, I'm not sure if this would work. So don't just say that Tyler and Christy did it and it's okay.
right. Because
Can't make any guarantees.
it could melt away and you would be without a shower at all.
All right. So this stuff is thinner than I anticipated. So we're definitely talking a 2-coat situation. Hopefully 2 covers it. I'm going to try not to go on too thick with the first coat because it won't dry right if I do, but here we go.
There's the long pour.
Oh boy. Man, that is watery.
You got it. Yeah, that's pretty thin.
That is so thin.
I thought. Oh,
It says you don't have to wait after mixing it, so
right.
it should be ready to go. That is crazy thin.
Huh.
I'll just set that there. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm going to start at the top because guaranteed it's going to drip, and I'm going to start on this side where you don't see as well. All right. When you peek in. All right,
Sure.
There's air bubbles. Do you think those are going to work themselves out, or is it because the roller should have been more like full?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's actually covering way better than I thought. Look at that.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
But look at the
It-
bubbles.
Definitely going to need a second coat. I can see.
Okay, there is
You're-
trim, so
Oh, yeah,
nobody needs to freak
No.
out about
right.
that. Look at all the bubbles. That is due to
Is that
my
that's
roller.
not texture from the? That's the texture.
No, there's texture like this.
Yeah.
Whatever shape,
Okay.
not fleur de lis. That doesn't have any texture
Okay.
here, but it does here.
Oh, I see. I do see that now. Okay. Yeah, in the fleur-de-lis patterns. The not fleur-de-lis.
Not fleur-de-lis. How many towel racks can we put up in here if we mess up?
Well, I mean, you can put up like 1 or 2 towel racks, or maybe 1 on each wall, and then super long towels.
Oh. All right. Okay, so the bubbles are going away over there. First coat done, looking pretty good. It's nice not to have that yellow in there anymore. So we'll let it sit an hour, come back, and if it feels dry, we'll go ahead and throw on a second coat. All right, so we're literally waiting for paint to dry. So we're returning to this project that we've been putting off for a little while, and these reverse lights.
Yeah. So they're cool little retro reverse lights. You can see the lens there. But they were the old incandescent stuff. We wanted to go to LED to kind of match you know, the newer vibe. So anyway, but they are corroded. If we jiggle the bulb in there, we can get them to come on, but they won't stay on without being cleaned up apparently. So I'm going to clean up the corrosion, and we'll put the light bulb in it, and it'll work, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
All right, so I got hopefully the ground cleaned out a little bit. There's a spring in there that keeps tension on that positive wire. So let me go see what I can do now. Anything?
Nope, hang on.
Oh.
Oh, see, it's just, you know what's weird?
No.
If I hold,
Oh,
well,
sorry.
you made it off.
You want me
If
to
I
turn
hold
back
it
on?
up to the camper, it works. Does it need to like ground itself on this camper somehow? If I hold it right here, it's on solid.
Oh.
Is that a thing?
I never thought about it, but
If it's
Yeah.
off, it's not.
I guess.
Here, try it again now that it's somehow stuck up there on its own.
Huh.
It's
Okay.
magical.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, all right. Well,
So that's a piece to the puzzle?
I'm a dummy.
Is that, should we have known that?
We should have.
We should have?
Well, you would think.
I mean, this is aluminum, right? Does that even conduct?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I can't say for certain. It might have just been a magical thing, but
No.
it was working when it was up there.
I bet it'll work like it's supposed to.
Sweet. All right. So somebody, not mentioning any names, broke the tip off of our
Wait.
Proflex.
See, were you mentioning my name?
No, I said not mentioning anyone's names. So we kind of glooped it up there,
Gloop.
as we do.
All right, so are we going to run like a little bit of stuff across
No.
that? No, just
You think? I don't think so.
no.
No. That would be ridiculous.
It would be. By the way, this is a reflecto light.
A reflecto light. Oh, nope. Yep. There it is. It's also cracked, but they're too cool not to use.
Correct.
Hopefully the Proflex doesn't get in the way of the connectivity.
Did you say connectivity?
Connectivity.
Conductivity.
Connectivity.
Okay.
Conductivity.
I don't think conductivity is a word either, but I'll go.
I bet it is. I mean, what would it be? Conduction? Conductification?
Conductification. Oh my.
Well, I hope this works because we have 2 tons. Oh, yeah. It works.
Does
2
it?
tons of ProFlex. Yeah, it works. It's awesome looking.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see if we can get the other one going.
All right.
Oh, I love that so much. Doesn't take much. That could be my anniversary gift from you.
Oh, perfect. Consider me paid up.
And then this side can be your Father's Day gift from me.
Oh.
You're welcome. We swapped out the incandescent for these Dua Boys.
Dua boy.
Dua Boy. Made in the USA. No, I'm sure they're not. Made in China.
So don't tell me about China. I know China.
Happy Father's Day.
Right.
Looky there. Yes, that looks awesome. Good job.
Thanks. You too.
All right, Tyler's out there tinkering with the engine. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the second coat onto this. It's been an hour. It feels dry to the touch. Some spots looking better than others, but I think it's going to look really nice. I'm hoping coat number 2 is the last coat. All right, I got the second coat done. It always dries weird, like it looks splotchy, but we'll see. I'll check back in. Hopefully I don't need a third coat. I do have enough paint left if we need to, so we'll see. All right, here we are with coat number 2. It's looking a million times better than that yellow, crusty old surround. There are some spots around the sink where I feel like it looks splotchy. I don't know how well it'll come out in the video, like over in this area. I could leave it like this. I do have some of the epoxy material left, so unfortunately the floor is still tacky right now. So we're gonna head to Ella's softball game, and I'll check it when we get back and maybe throw one more coat on.
We got our wood, and we're gonna make a towel rack.
But excited.
Oh!
Yep. All right, so we saw this online, thought it could be an easy project. So far, we don't have much time into it at all. Jack's gonna hit it real quick with the sander just to take down the sharp edges, and then we're gonna paint it to look like little mountaintops. And then we'll put little dowels in it to hang our towels. Dowels for towels, say
That's
it.
what I was gonna say. Dowels for towels.
It's about 9 o'clock, back in the bathroom. Got my camera guy here, and gonna try to put one final coat on this tonight while it's still, liquid. The goal is that it dries overnight and we can really make some progress, get the trim back up, get the mirror up, get it all looking good tomorrow.
Get the toilet in. Use the toilet. No, just kidding. You do good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I feel like that's as good as it's gonna get.
Nice.
Don't you think?
Oh yeah, no, it looks fantastic.
Do you think they can see us? Good morning. We are back in the bathroom and we are going to finish this up today, no matter what. Trim's going around the vent. We've got a shower curtain. We've got a medicine cabinet. We've got trim around the walls and a shower head. And we even have a toilet.
This is the last time you're going to see two of us in the bathroom at the same time. It's not a his and hers.
We'll see. So the medicine cabinet is turning into like this ordeal. We need to figure out how to get the wire through, but then the paneling has to go up, and we're trying to do it without ripping apart the wall on the other side. So we have a plan. It's going to work.
It's not on the upper brackets yet. I'm just going to pick it up and try to set it on them. Right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Did it go? Are you serious?
Hey, I think that's it though.
Is it touching the L brackets on the bottom?
It is sitting right on them.
No stinking way.
How did we do that?
It's like we know what we're doing. All right, so we uncorked the stink hole, and bugs and everything you can imagine started coming on out of there. So we're putting down the new flange, and hopefully it's going to be a new toilet on there ASAP. We got our new, I think it's called a closet flange gasket on, and we're going to hopefully set this onto the fly breeding grounds.
Maybe that was it.
Sweet. So we'll connect the water line. We've got these little nuts and caps, and we'll be in business.
Am I
All right,
on the toilet?
the maiden voyage.
Right.
Oh boy, how does it feel?
Like a throne.
Is it sturdy?
Where's my toilet brush? Yeah. No, it feels good.
Got knee room.
I mean,
Nice.
yeah, right. Now I can wash my hands.
Shower from right
shower
there.
at the same time. Yeah,
Awesome.
that'll be good.
All right, good job.
Thanks.
We got ourselves a Good Life shower handle thingy, hand shower convenience set, and it's got a pause button, so it clicks off, clicks on, so that way when you set your water temperature, you're not constantly, having to turn it off and then scalding and freezing, and so
Right.
hopefully it works.
Nice.
How's
it turning out?
Kind of good, actually.
Alright.
We just got to get some clear on this towel rack, get it out in the RV, button up some loose ends, and then we'll do a before and after of the bathroom.
Ooh.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby.
We got a few things accomplished, and we're excited. Couldn't feel better about it, really.
Took a little longer than we hoped, but we had a lot going on, so we appreciate your patience with getting this video out. Try to be quicker from now on.
Yeah. So next time we are going to try to take this thing for a spin. It won't be too far, but it'll be enough to see if it'll survive. A couple miles.
Thanks everybody for watching and subscribing. When you're watching this, we might be at 1,000 subscribers now, which is a kind of big deal for us. So
That is pretty
we
cool.
appreciate all of you. And if we're not at 1,000, you could be part of that first 1,000. So make it happen.
Right. All right. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.